strongly support this legislation, of which I am a co-sponsor. It resolves a long, festering challenge that we've had, and the federal court has determined that what the choices are. I told you that before. They're either to, in fact, implement the drainage settlement, which could cost in excess of $3.8 billion, or two, change the law, which we've not done, or number three, reach a settlement agreement, which is contained in this legislation. I think it's important, though, that you understand that this only deals with Westlands Irrigation District, not the northern districts that were also part of the litigation. The 200,000 acres that are in my district are contained in the elements of this amendment. While Westlands gets a lot of the press, the San Luis unit comprises other water districts that are also impacted. In fact, there are 200,000 acres that include the San Luis Water District, the Panoche Water District, and the Pacheco Water District that I represent. The United States has the same obligation to provide drainage to those lands and communities, and were included as a part of this suit. Unfortunately, the negotiations with those districts have not concluded, and therefore cannot be a part of this legislation with Westlands. Despite that fact, the local districts have been partnering with the United States to pilot programs to effectively address water quality concerns raised in other regions. And it's the solutions developed by this collaborative portion in the northern districts that I believe Westlands will use to resolve their own drainage challenge internally, because they cannot, as I stated earlier, they cannot be allowed to drain any land as a part of this agreement, any water. I believe these types of innovative solutions, again, involving universities in California, are the way that we resolve these long-standing water challenges. And for that reason, my amendment assures that the promises made by the San Luis Act to these communities are met, directing the United States to enter in agreements with the northern districts in terms substantively similar to the terms of this agreement. And until it does so, the requirement of a solution to the drainage obligation currently the United States would have for these northern districts. My amendment also authorizes the Secretary to develop a plan for the future use of the San Luis drain, ensuring that federal investment does not go to waste nor compromise the vast and important, beautiful wetlands. It hasn't been mentioned here, but the largest contiguous wetlands in the Northwest are a part of this affected area, and they have a very much interested reason for protecting this important part of the Pacific Flyway for wildlife that oftentimes gets overlooked in the grasslands area. So this would provide consideration of that important asset, and I ask that these amendments be adopted in conforming with the totality of the effort by the legislation that we are considering here this morning.